following podcast is brought to you by Astro Panda Productions. For more information or to find other great shows, visit astropandaproductions.com or visit the Astro Panda Productions page on blogtalkradio.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Pop Collectors Alliance podcast. This is episode 11. The Funko convention season begins with emeralds. And I'm your host with the most, Rick, joined as always by the great beard, Mr. Piper.
It's good times. It's good times today.
Yes, only the best times. This is the only podcast on the internet dedicated to returning collecting to the Pop Collector. And as always, we start off with our fun weekly pickups. And I'm looking at my list now, and I remembered one I forgot, but everyone can still get. And I'll start with that one. It was the Funko Fridays Forever Funko Fridays, Target exclusive.
You need to get the name right. It's not that hard.
I know, but I love saying that now. I listened back to the episode last week and I was like, man, I really like saying that. So Funko Fridays Forever at Target. And this was the On Fire Skeleton or whatever. What was the actual name of it?
I think it's Minecraft Flaming Skeleton.
So when they run out in the sunlight and they catch on fire and they run around like crazies. I haven't played Minecraft in a while, but my kids still like it and they wanted that one. So I got that fella right there. That was my, I guess you'd say, last pickup of the week because it was at 2:00 in the morning today. Almost yesterday. There's 3 minutes left in the day. Also, this week I picked up the Lord of the Rings mystery minis again. I was able to get Sauron, which is a 1 in 36 out of the common box, and then Arwen. I think is, man, I'm such a fan, and whatever. Anyways, another 1 in 72. I am missing. Who is the person that I'm missing? It's the 1 in 72 common box, the Nazgul. And a lot of people are picking up multiples of those because there are multiples of those in the movie. So they're just like, man, I'll get as many of these as I can.
They're trying to get 8. Everybody wants to get 8 because there's 9, or technically 9 Nazguls, 8 of them, and then the king, the scary one.
Well, the king, they were kings, and then they were Nazgul, and then they were kings of king, and then the Witch King, and then Sauron and Saruman. The Witch King,
that's what I was thinking of.
It all like pulls together, and like Lurtz, which is the Orokai that has the white hand of Saruman on his face. He's a 1 in 72 Hot Topic. So I almost have the complete set minus 1. 1 remains. Oh, you Nazgul out there. The one that everyone buys multiples of, waiting for you to join my collection. I got the other, Big ol' Rick. And my other son found his first Chase in the Wild. It seems like an other theme this week of what I picked up. So my other son, Luke, was at GameStop, and we were looking for a detailed hunt on the Lord of the Rings mystery minis. And of course, you go around and buy everything else when you're out hunting. But he was like, what is that? You see that over there, Dad? And I was like, what is it? And he said, oh, it's the Porg Chase.
It's the angry chicken.
the squawking to the sky Porg. And wow. He goes up to the guy and he's like, can I buy this?
Guy's like, I don't know. You got money?
Yeah. I had that on hold for myself because it was like pushed off to the side. It wasn't on the pop shelf. It was at the counter with that sticker. And he's like, you can buy it. I was going to buy it when I got off. No, I didn't. But maybe he was thinking that. But my son was so happy. I have a picture of him. And maybe we can put both of those side by side on the show notes this week on the website. Also, today, I was able to pick up the Alien Xenomorph 8-bit pop. Not a lot of people may like that 8-bit, but my wife likes all of the Alien movies. So she's, of course, going to have that Alien Xenomorph. And it matches right nicely with the 51 Predator 8-bit pops that I have.
You can have like a battle. It needs to be the other way around. You need to have 51 of the Xenomorphs and then just like 2 of the Predators. Because then exactly. It would be canonical.
It's canon. at that point.
Yeah, at that point, it is 8-bit canon.
Yeah. And the glow in the dark Stonic. Stonic. He is Sonic's slower brother.
That's Sonic.
When you put Stop and Sonic together.
Wait, is that? I didn't know that it hit shelves already.
I just went by Toys R Us today and got it. And I haven't even told you
I'm
this.
going tomorrow.
I haven't even told you these next two.
You surprised me.
It's a very surprising guy. And the Night King on Viserion, or as I like to call him, Icerion. Wait. Dad joke. I saw that today too. It was supposed to hit at shelves in February, and I found that at Think Geek, and then Bugs the Bunny, y'all, of course, came in.
So I'm waiting on my Night King on Floppy Dragon, and it is not here yet. I pre-ordered it forever. Like when they first announced it, like the first day I ordered it, and I've yet to see it. So I'm wondering if it's just never coming.
Well, I would say that it's probably in a cellar or basement somewhere, and they're slowly walking it up the steps or something on the longest conveyor belt ever.
You know what's even worse is I don't remember who I bought it from. So I don't know who to yell at.
It's so funny that you say that, because today I got 2 shipment notices. I was thinking, where did I order these things from? And it was an FYE. You got Squanchy with the rope that I ordered back. I think that was in October. And then I finally got the Kevin Smith notice for the, what's the website? They did the 20th anniversary.
Secret Stash.
Yeah, Secret Stash. Sorry.
I ordered those as well. When did you get that notification? Because I have yet to see anything.
I got it this morning, and it was buried in a bunch of emails. You know, we can get a ton of stuff in, and it was at the very bottom. And I've been expecting a couple emails this week. So I luckily searched down through it, and it said, "Oh, your order has shipped." And I went and checked the tracking number for USPS, and it said that the label was made, but it hasn't officially shipped yet. So I should be able to report those next week. What'd you pick up, Piper?
Everything I saw, I bought. I bought a bunch of Dorbs.
Your Dorbs collection. You have a Dorbs army.
Oh, it's starting, and I don't like it. So what did I pick up? Let's start from the beginning. Actually, you know what? Most of the stuff I bought, I actually bought today. I waited all week, and then today I just went crazy. I'm glad to announce that I found my first Dorbs chase in the wild. So I'm in the same club as your kids because I've never found one. But again, I just started collecting Dorbs, so I never really paid attention to them. So I may have seen them before and just been like, man, I don't like that, because up until this month, I've hated Dorbs. But anyway, I got the Rocketeer chase. Have you seen that? Have you seen that one?
That's a movie, right?
Yeah, it is a movie. It's the silver. He looks like he's dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Bronzy.
Your box, what was the condition?
Oh, no, it was not in anywhere close to good condition. It looked like somebody probably sat on it. But it's fine. I don't care. I had to buy it. But the cool thing is I had some credits at Hot Topic, and plus I had 10% off. So it cost me $2.
Deal of
that's
the
right
week.
There. That's my busted box discount I got right there. And then I got Bugs Bunny. All my Bugs Bunny came in today, and I'm really excited about that. And it's in perfect condition. Targets, they know what they're doing now. They're finally getting their act together, and they're not jacking up the pops when they mail them. So I'm excited about that.
Was yours packed the same as mine in individual boxes and bubble wrapped?
Yes. Well, yeah, it's there's a sheet of bubble wrap on the bottom, and then there's a big old packing bubble on top, and then they're individually boxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it good. So I got that. And then early this morning, I ordered all of the 8-bit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle neons, and I'm ecstatic about that.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that heads up.
Oh yeah.
And anybody that wants to know when all the new stuff is coming out, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Shameless plug, because we post all of the placeholder links and live links as soon as we find them. So, yeah. But Ricky, he messaged me this morning, and he was like, "Dude, Ninja Turtles, neon, buy." And I was like, "All right, cool."
Run immediately.
I was up last night until probably 3:45 doing work, And then I, for some reason, woke up, looked at my phone, and like in a haze of like sleepy confusion, I was just like, "Bye, sleep." I like literally just dropped down and went back to sleep. That's when you have a when you can do it in your sleep, when you can buy things in your sleep.
Yeah.
So I got those. And if you guys don't know what these look like, we have a link on our. Well, actually, I don't know. They may not be up anymore.
No, they're still up. I just
Is it?
checked them as of 5 minutes ago. They're still up.
Okay, so if you want to know what we're talking about, the Neon Ninja Turtles, you can go check those out. I wish it would have been the Foot Soldiers. Oh, I wanted them to re-release the Foot Soldiers because I just saw in the URL it said Neon. I was like, is it the New York Comic Con Foot Soldiers? And it wasn't. It was Turtles, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm excited, and once those get here, Funko, you can speed that up.
If they re-release those Foot Soldiers, they would be gone in like 12 seconds.
Oh, I know.
I just want to know who is that. They got to have pings or something on the page, like if it updates, because no one's sitting there every second of it. There's a guy out there, Piper. There's a guy out there. When you were a kid and you think that there's a leprechaun that lives in those quarter pool tables that sorts all the pool balls and like knows when the game stops, so it gives you the cue ball and everything. There's a guy that lives in his house that does the inner workings of Funko and posts those placeholders or live links immediately. He's just refreshing that Funko page 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yep, that's all it is. You know, and I legit, you joke about that, but for a long time, that is what went on in my brain.
With the pool table, there is a leprechaun.
Yeah, just like anything like that. Any kind of like, I don't understand mechanical things, so it's a small person in there.
My name's John. I've been inside this pool table for 14 years, and eventually I will retire.
One day. So I got all that stuff, but today I got probably the best deal that I've had in a long time. So if you guys don't know what dirt cheap is, it's because you probably don't live in the South, because I don't think there's anywhere outside of like, I know they have them in like Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. So, but there's a store called Dirt Cheap that is probably, I guess the best way to explain it would be, you know, you'll have like a secondhand store, and maybe you could consider like Ross or TJ Maxx, like maybe a third hand store. This is like a 19th hand store. So it has gone down the chain through all these, all their products have gone through like every imaginable reseller, and it just doesn't sell. And then eventually it just lands in the hands of this company called Dirt Cheap. And you could literally, I hate what people say, but you literally can find anything in this store. You could go and find like a half chewed pack of gum, and you can get just like a dog. Like there's live dogs in the back. There's like, you can get video games for a nickel. Like there's so much like crazy stuff there. But I happened to be there with my wife today, and we were just like looking around. And every time I go in there, they have this Mega Man Napalm Bomb Dorb, and they mark stuff up like crazy high, and then they put a discount on it to make you think like it's a deal. It's like, oh, it's 75% off, but you know this Dorb was never $26. So that's the issue. Is like it's been like, wait, it's like $15. I'm like, no, I want it really bad because I love video games. I love retro games, but I'm just like, I cannot like validate that purchase. Well, today I go in and there's a big old sign that says toys 80% off. I was like, yeah, let's go through. I went through, dug through, and then my Napalm Bomb Mega Man, my blue and yellow Mega Man's still there. I'm like, all right, I got it. And I told my wife I gave it to her because I was still looking around. She's ready to go. We took separate cars. So she's going to go and check out for me. I was like, yes. So she goes, she checks out, and she calls me on the phone in the parking lot. She's like, did you know this Dorb was 80 cents?
Oh,
like,
man.
what? It was an additional 80% off of whatever the discounted price was. And I guess it had been already marked down. So I paid 80 cents for a Dorb. That is just the only thing better would have been they just handed it to me and be like, nobody
it's
wants
free.
it. Just take it.
It's been here for 2 years. And I'm telling you, there's nothing below Dirt Cheap. There's not another sifter below Dirt Cheap. They are the bottom sifter.
It's along the same lines as like Frugals. A lot of people might have that in their neighborhood too, but it's worse than Frugal.
Or like Rugged Warehouse. You remember those Rugged Warehouses?
I don't even know what that is. That just sounds like a bin full of just like stuff that people doesn't want.
Well, they were the bottom feeders of clothes. So you'd have like American Eagle that went to Goodwill, and Goodwill's like, we don't want this anymore. Rugged Warehouse is like, cut the tags off.
Everything
of
is
it.
just everything just has like cigarette stains and just like food all over it. And you're like, hey, I'll take that. That's a fourth of a penny.
Yeah, it's like
Needed to
1/10 of 1 cent.
I'm sorry, but sir, you have to buy 10 things because then it will be a penny. We cannot charge you any less than that.
Come to our store. We will give you this. We will pay you to take this out of the store.
There you go. And that's I will leak this little expert tip in there. If you're running out of places to look for pops and you have a dirt cheap, people don't really think about checking there. Go in there and look. I can't tell you how many times I've gone in and found vaulted commons that are going for $20, $30, $40 on eBay, and I pay like $3 for them. Like, what was the last set? I got a bunch of like
Aaron Yeager.
Aaron Yeager from
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. I found the non Hot Topic exclusive Aaron Yeager in Titan form. I found Jean-Luc Picard there. I found a ton of different ones. And they're like $3 or $4. Now, granted, they mark through the barcode on the bottom with a Sharpie, and then they put this impossible to get off sticker on the window. But if you can get all that stuff off, then you can get a heck of a deal. So that's my little secret for the day is make sure if you can find a dirt cheap, go in there and check it out.
Yeah, and Five Below too, that store. Not a lot of people know. They had this period of time last year, I think it was November, where they bought a bunch of the Hulk Dorbs, and all of our Five and Belows had like 20 or 30 boxes of Hulk Dorbs, and they all had, I would say, 3 chases per store, and they buy pop as well. So vaulted pop you can find at Five and Below sometimes. And I'm not doing a Finder series on that, so get over it.
Okay, so I got that, and then I got more Dorbs. I just now, I was scouring Toys R Us's website, and I was able to pick up a face hugger and a cloaked bloody predator Dorb, and those hopefully should be here next week. So I'm rolling in it. Also, I was on Toys R Us's website. I was able to pick up a Queen Barrel, a Moss Man, and my store luckily has a Dragon Ball Z hit that I'm going to get tomorrow morning. So
Yay!
I am having a great night, dude.
You just like spoiled all of your pickups. Like you technically don't have those items yet, but you
I don't have the money in my wallet anymore, so I consider that a pickup.
You can take credit.
That's what and I'll post some pictures whenever I finally go in and get all this stuff in. But yep, I did. I killed it tonight.
Yeah, speaking of Toys R Us, that's our Finder series for this week, combined with Walgreens, and this will conclude the Finder series. So more to come that way. Yay!
Now we don't have anything else to talk about, so this is the end of the podcast.
It's it ends now.
Podcast canceled.
Over. Done. The last thing I wanted to say, and you heard it first here on the Pop Collectors Alliance podcast, because I've seen the picture all over Facebook now, that Hot Topic will price match. We told you this last week. They started distributing that notification this week. So you heard it first here.
We're the first.
But they have so many stipulations, it's like not even worth price matching at all, because you can't price match BOGO deals or deep discounts at stores and other things along those lines. But you will be able to price match mystery minis, which is something I've contested with Hot Topic for the longest time, where they do something like we were talking about, Dirt Cheap does, where they mark their mystery minis higher so they can say, oh, it's buy one, get one 30, but you're really paying $8 a piece for them. So that's good news. We can price match with Barnes & Noble because they sell their mystery minis for $5.85.
Is that going to count, though, if Barnes & Noble has their own mystery minis? Like, let's say we're talking about Lord of the Rings, okay? So they have their own one with exclusives, and then Hot Topic has their own Lord of the Rings with the exclusive. Since technically they're different product numbers, right? Will they match that?
I don't think so. I think it's something that we're going to have to clarify when they get there. And when you put out something that says you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, but we'll price match. There's going to be millions of questions that follow. I would assume that for the common boxes, they will honor the price match, but they want blood type, your social security number, a picture with you and 3 witnesses holding the pop, showing you the UPC that matches their UPC. So they would give you it. So hopefully there's not too many hoops you have to jump through to do this price match. I know it represents a lot of risk for Hot Topic, but in their case, it's something that represents probably 30 to 40% of their revenue. And they had a rough, I would say, January across the board. So more to come with the price matching, but you heard it here first. Now the announcements. Live cost plus shipping event, again, is that same day, February 24th. It will be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our Patreon page, we spent, I don't know, staying up to like 4 o'clock in the morning one night this week, getting everything ready. We have a couple of items we need to finish, and it should launch, I would say, directly after that. If not, it will be up by February 24th. So keep an eye out for our Patreon page.
Man, I'm so excited about it. I wish we could launch it right now. I so bad want to.
We have great rewards on there, and we even added a tier that is going to be an amazing tier if you've got deep pockets and you really want to get good things. But we're not going to spoil that. Wait till the Patreon page launches, and we will blast that everywhere when it does. And hopefully you guys can support us that way and support everyone else and maybe even yourself, because you might luck out with it. Some great content and great rewards. The Pop Collectors Alliance 2018 San Diego Comic-Con excursion. I still want to do it, but we haven't got a lot of people that are interested. If not, maybe after we find out who has the ability to go to Funko Fun Days, we can get something set up. But I'm still keeping that in mind. And we had a couple of options that I come up with this. If you're interested, email us at info@popcollectorsalliance.com. If you're interested in joining myself, Piper, maybe a couple of homeless people along the way on our trip and excursion to San Diego Comic-Con 2018.
I'm down for picking up hobos.
Hey, can you just stand in this Funko line for me? Like, that's the only purpose. We meet the hobos on the way to San Diego Comic-Con, like in Arizona somewhere, right? And we're like, hey, man, you know what? I got a case of Bud Light for you, brother. I just need you to stand in this line for me for 18 and a half hours. And then put them up, like post them up, like get 2 vans to go. And then one van is just full of hobos, which I make you drive, Piper. Piper driving the hobo van. That's a t-shirt right there. You driving the hobo van. And
hold on. I need you to be aware that I don't do well in awkward situations, and I feel like that might be an awkward situation. Just think, this is some forethought here. Let's just look at this. I'm going to crash this hobo van.
I'm going to crash the hobo van. I just lose sight of you.
So this is the greatest idea ever. So this is us. We're being philanthropists right now, and we have just stumbled upon a way both to launch this amazing new nonprofit organization and to help pop collectors out. So we're going to go out, we're going to collect up hobos, put them in our van, and we're going to employ them. Here's a special shirt, sir, and you get a hat and some overalls and a big sign on your back that's just Pop Collectors Alliance Hobo Line Stander. And
there you go. Yes.
You just give them their money and they stand in the line for you, and then you come back the next day and hopefully they have not escaped with all your pops or just your money.
Or they're not axe murderers and kill us on the way to San Diego and eat us in the desert.
God.
But no, that's a great idea. So if you want to, again, join us on this journey, it's going to be great. Hopefully we can all get into Funko Fun Days. We're going to do our best to get these 10 people that decide to come with us into Funko Fun Days. There's tons of things to do around there. Even if you don't have a ticket to San Diego Comic-Con, you can get great deals on pop. You can find great things to do there. I mean, it's just not only the San Diego Comic-Con. There's tons of stuff that's going on around there. Conan, all of the above. So info@popcollectorsalliance.com. The other item is Emerald City Comic-Con is right around the corner. As you know, I will be there. You can come up and say, hey, Rick, I'm here. Piper's not here. Ha, 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 ha. We can do a selfie, and then I'll immediately message it to Piper and say, don't you wish you were here? Hashtag Emerald City Comic Con 2018.
Can I just say that I would be going because was given permission that I could go, except for the fact I would be landing from Seattle, I'll be landing here in Texas, and then I would have to immediately drive to Galveston because I'm going on a cruise the next day. So I am going to say, ha ha ha, I'm on a cruise and I'm going to take pictures of the blue ocean, and you're going to be just getting back and you're going to have pneumonia because you're not used to being constantly wet for 4 days straight.
Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? You're gonna take one of those pictures of people sitting on like a beach chair, like one of those lounge chairs, through your feet, and I see your mangled toes and the beautiful ocean in the background.
I'll make sure that I put a pop in the sand so that I'm going to bring a pop with me specifically just so I can put it in the sand and take a picture of it.
And don't cut your toenails until you leave.
Oh, I have the hairiest feet ever, so it's just going to be very unsettling.
You have hobbit feet looking over a beautiful ocean.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there you go. So if you want to see me at Emerald City Comic Con, if you are attending and just hang out, we can go around. I'm going to be filming some B-roll all day long. And then I'm going to take a trip up to Funko HQ and be there for one of the days or afternoons. So you can email us directly, info@popcollectorsalliance.com. And that's all of the announcements this week. We are anxious to be able to give back to the community again. And there are many unique ways that we can do it. And we want to thank our listeners for the support so far. But now, everyone's favorite time of the week. It is the Funko Friday Forever. No, I'm joking. The Finder Series Volume 8, Toys R Us and Walgreens. Now, as we say every week, disclaimer, as always, our ratings are based on our experiences. You guys know this. The experiences of people who say they're our friends in the collector community, or experiences that we have read from blogs, forums, or other forms of social media. This doesn't mean that we're saying all of the employees at Toys R Us or Walgreens are terrible or their stores are garbage, but that's just based on our experience, and everyone's experience is their own. So we always like to start out with the pros, and this week our first pro is Toys R Us has a large selection dedicated to Funko. They have expanded the collectible sections, and most stores remodeled their collectible section for this expansion. And Pops are always easy to locate because of that.
Toys R Us, as we mentioned before, has a great price matching policy. They price match everywhere, so you never ever have to overpay. I believe they will even price match garage sales.
Yes. Just get the person that was at the garage sale to sign the bottom of a piece of paper, and you take a picture, a selfie, and then they'll no, I'm joking. Don't do that.
Yeah, here you go. But they will do Amazon though. If it's sold by like Amazon proper, they'll price match that. And even like Walmart won't do that. And side note, a lot of Walmarts are not price matching anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that. And they make the process so difficult that it's not even worth it.
It's one step away from Hot Topic.
All these stipulations, but yes, whatever, Walmart, no one cares. You got tons of money. Walgreens has a great selection of WWE exclusive pops. And if you see, we're bouncing between the two here. The Walgreens, on the other hand, has a great selection of WWE exclusive pops and Star Wars exclusive pops, both in rides and movie moments. And I put in here, Venom is the best. That's my favorite Walgreens exclusive.
Which one? Was it you're talking about the first one, the black and white?
Yeah, that's Venom. Carnage is the red one. Oh, no. I know what you're talking about. Sorry. I digress. You're talking about the blue one.
They did another Venom, didn't they?
Yeah, the Venom from the comic, the blue Venom. Yep. Yeah. But that wasn't Walgreens. That was Hot Topic.
I thought Walgreens did another Venom too. But I will also say that they've had a lot of really good Marvel exclusives as well.
Yeah, they've done a good job with those. The Spider-Man and all that stuff.
Yeah, like
Spider-Man's been their best.
And they had Taskmaster.
Yeah, you're right. The Green Goblin was their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from 2016. And he was on his glider, and he sold out in 1.7 seconds.
I wish I would have got a hold of that. It was so sweet looking. So that's it. That's all the pros, right?
Yeah, we had 3 pros.
The only good stuff,
and it wasn't for lack of trying. Okay, so we'll just put that out there.
We've been mulling over this for a good day. We just could not figure out what's good about Toys R Us and Walgreens. They exist still. They're easy to find. Well, Walgreens is easy to find. We have a small town I live in. So there's a lot of places to check. Oh, but that's it. Oh, what was the other one? Was a one-stop shop for Walgreens. You can get your medication and you can pick up a Shawn Michaels pop.
I got my diabetes medication. I got Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Oh, too soon. Let's talk about the cons. Toys R Us. They're closing everything. Not everything, but they're closing a lot of stores. So you are going to have a harder and harder time finding these stores. Depending where you live, you're going to have a hard time finding Toys R Us exclusives, mainly because they're all closing. So luckily for us, not many Toys R Us are closing in the larger stores in Texas. But, depending on your state, you may not have as good of an experience.
So good luck. You're finding this Finder series and your Toys R Us is closed. This does nothing for you.
Then just hit us up and we'll buy all the Toys R Us exclusives and mail them to you.
And then everyone will think we're flippers and then beat us up on our way to our car. Toys R Us online store is not user friendly. It hates you. The product is difficult to locate with any placeholders.
So my biggest complaint here is that if you look on their website, they will have items and it will say, you're looking at the main page with all the pops and you'll see one and you're like, oh yeah, I want hit. That's great. It says add to cart. But what they don't tell you is it will add the cart to the cart once it figures out if it's in your area, because it's not for sale online. But it doesn't tell you that. So it's a crapshoot that maybe you're going to be able to add it to your cart. Maybe it's going to tell you, hey, sorry, you got to drive 120 miles to go pick it up.
Good luck.
I think that's Toys R Us's new slogan. Toys R Us, good luck. Walgreens has the worst selection of commons ever, 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 ever.
This is not an exaggeration.
In case you ever want to go pick up a Olaf with kittens, or you want to buy 800 of the same Star Wars pop, this is where you go.
Exactly. And you're not getting anything else. It is that and only that, and WWE exclusives, a couple exclusives thrown in there. But everything else other than that is like fantastic, not even Fantastic Beasts. I don't even want to say that. There was one in there with a common Ron pop from like 2013. It's been in the same Walgreens that I've searched since I started searching at that Walgreens in 2015, and it has not changed. No one will buy this pop. So if you're out there, go to this Walgreens and buy that Ron. He needs to be purchased. He's lived on that shelf for 3 years.
So this is part of the problem with Walgreens and how their ordering system works. If the products don't move, they don't get new products. So if there's exclusives that are coming out, your Walgreens, if nobody's buying stuff from there, like if they're not buying all of the frozen pops that are currently on that shelf, you're not going to get that new exclusive that you want, and you're going to have to depend on buying it from their website. So this is a huge flaw, and I hate it. I hate it so much. They don't ever send stuff back to the receiving centers. They don't do it. It just sits there and it molds on the shelf.
And they're not ashamed to keep it on the shelf.
And they don't care.
It's very rarely ever put in clearance. Number 4, both of these stores commit this egregious sin. Employees are often unfamiliar with any Funko products at these stores. And this is not an exaggeration unless they're a collector themselves. And then if you go to a store with a Funko collector, you're not going to get the things that you want to search for anyway. So they're not going to be there. This often results in them damaging the merchandise, much like BAM and a lot of the other places that we talk about every week. And they have, I will say this for Toys R Us and Walgreens, because I know a lot of you out there are closing your eyes right now, like I am, in frustration and shaking your hands uncontrollably, saying they lack the ability to locate inventory like no place I have ever seen in my life. If you don't, even if you have an R number, I had the R number this time for the Lord of the Rings mystery minis, and they looked at me and tilted their head like a deer when it or a dog when it sees you. And I was like, I have the R number. And then they stop and they go, tilt, tilt, Tilt. I'm like, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Never mind. If you don't have the R number, forget about it. And sometimes if you do have the R number, like in my case this week, you can forget about it. Again, another thing that happens to both of these stores. Exclusives are hit and miss. And when I say this, I mean this. They're not evenly as put on shelves across their stores.
I don't even want to say it's hit or miss. It's get hit by a baseball or hit a grand slam home run. Those are the two options.
You're beamed, or you're going out of the game, or you're the hero
or you just
of everything.
won the World Series.
There was an example of this in one of our stores. They got I'm trying to think of it was WWE. Oh, Kane and Shawn Michaels. One store got 40 of them, 20 Shawn Michaels and 20 Kanes. And every other store within a 10-mile radius got none of them. So it's hard to tell.
That's some good logistics right there.
Yeah. And the same thing for Hit. The store the Toys R Us that I go to only got 6 Hit. And then a lot of the Toys R Us's in the area here all got 12 to 18 a piece. So you never know.
Both of these stores' inventory system is incredibly subpar, forcing you to call locations and hope, again, this goes back, hope employees can locate merchandise. I hope that you can sense the frustration in my voice.
Pray to your false god so that they can, the Funko god. Please. And they're like, what's a Funko Pop? And then you just hang up the phone.
Listen, I just want a Moss Man. I'm not here to assault you. Just, do you have it?
Do you have what?
God, I gotta leave.
What do you what do you want?
I just told you. I told you what I want.
What's an R number? Anyways.
And then this is the point where I smash my head on the counter.
And then I'm gonna end this because you can tell that we have all of these negative cons. And we're just being funny here, guys. We're not really picking on, but seriously, you know the frustrations. You know. Toys R Us very rarely ever organizes their pop. This is something I have a problem with. They stack them on top of each other, just like BAM. I mean, same thing. But the worst part here is that where BAM has those bookshelves that are like 2 pop deep, and you just have to pick one up and move. Toys R Us pack their shelves with 13 pops deep. And I have to, sometimes I just want to go in there when I'm having a bad day and stick my right arm into the second shelf and walk all the way down to the end and just scoop everything into my cart. Be like, nope, none of these I want, and just push the cart off to the side.
I will say, I was so pleasantly surprised. Probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, my Toys R Us actually took the initiative and sorted all their pops. So the whole top shelf is all exclusives, and then all the commons are below that, and then all the Dorbs are to the left, and then all the other random things are like up above. So I can actually find things at my Toys R Us. I never find what I want, but if I wanted a bunch of like Cocoa Pops, they're there.
And in their defense too here, I'll say this. I work conventions. I worked them. Don't do them that much anymore, but I worked them. And when you have common pop sitting out there will always be a little kid that like picks up the Nickelodeon pop or Harry Potter pop on the far left end of your display, carries that little guy to the far right end of your display and just drops them off. And you'll go to reorganize stock and it'll be everywhere. So, sometimes it's just the nature of the beast with that. I'll give him that. But a lot of times it's not even trying to separate or organize them in any way. So what would you guess our overall rating would be? Well, here you go. Toys R Us, you've made great efforts to expand. You put all this time and effort into taking that toy section, that collectible section, and I can't say toy section because the whole store is a toy section, but the collectible section in their stores, and just making it this great place. They got a 36-inch Freddy Funko in the middle of our Toys R Us collectible sections, right around the Funko. It looks really, really nice. But this is great because as soon as you did that, you said, we're closing 185 stores. Fail. But they do still have a great selection of pop, a wide variety of exclusives. They get a lot of exclusives there. But it all falls short when it's compared to the competition. And the biggest thing that we've stressed this whole episode good luck locating products because no one except managers, and sometimes not even them, can search inventory well. And for this reason alone, Toys R Us totals a score of 4.5 out of 10, and Walgreens gets a 4 out of 10. And Walgreens mainly because there's just not a lot of place to put pop. And I have to rate them appropriately by comparing them to their peers where, they may have a decent website, but it's just a decent website. It's not better than anyone, worse than anyone. It kind of falls right in the middle, I guess you'd say. And they just don't have a good selection of pop. So 4.5 for Toys R Us. Walgreens is a 4 out of 10. If you work at those places, I know a lot of good people that work there. Knowing people at Walgreens really helps you out. And they do go the extra mile if they are collectors themselves to help people out. So we're sorry for your low scores, but you earned them. And this is not saying that you're terrible stores, just the way collectors search for Funko, it might not be the best.
No, I mean definitely. These stores have their places, and Toys R Us, they're not really a collector's environment, and definitely Walgreens is not. It's not a comic book store. They do toys really well. They just don't do collectible toys very well.
Yeah, and it was kind of coming down to the end of the Finder series, and these two places to me represent frustration a lot of times when I go hunting. And here in our area, there's a couple of people, scalpers / flippers. For us, it's flippers and poachers that really kill the Toys R Us environment. There's a lot of good people out there that help you out, but for me, it's a very frustrating place. And I know of Toys R Us employees that work with people. So, and I'm not going to say that because not all Toys R Us are bad, but there you go. Toys R Us and Walgreens, where do you find them? As always, every week, store layouts can vary, but for the most part, Toys R Us is the same. Walgreens vary depending on the store. The toy section could be next to the food section, or most of the time it's located right beside pets, but sometimes that's not always the case. So they can vary.
The easiest way to deal with Walgreens is go to the middle of the store, look at each of the aisles, and they have a little end cap label. And if you find the one that says toys, that's where you go. Ours and all of our Walgreens around here, they're always towards the pharmacy.
I would say that's generally the same for us, but some of the stores have them located more towards the middle aisle of the store. But again, like we say, they can vary. Most stores have a dedicated pop section. It's easy to locate for Toys R Us and Walgreens. For Toys R Us, this is the collectible section, as we said before, typically located beside video games in any store. Walgreens places pop in their toy section. The side or end cap displays for special big deliverable items like the Shawn Michaels and Kane 40 ship order. In the seasonal aisle, you may remember their Halloween. That's a big time that they do the seasonal aisle for their pop. They'll put all of their pop in that seasonal aisle for the Halloween time frame. I think Charlie Brown was there and their horror pops and all that. And then they can even set those overflows around the register. Walgreens has a very small section for pop. But the important thing here is that means they're going to have a lot of overflow. And a big place where they put their overflow at Walgreens is on the top shelf directly above that toy section. Maybe an adjacent aisle. Sometimes I've found them there, but most of the time it's right above it or at the end of that aisle, the opposite end of the toy aisle. There's often a little area that they put there for overflow stock of Funko Pop. And I've even seen stores do that in the seasonal aisle as well, utilize it for that. So make sure you check those out. Toys R Us can also sometimes place pop on other aisles in their toy sections. Good examples of this would be the Star Wars and Teen Titans Go. I know that they have a Star Wars toy section. I've seen pop in there on an end cap or a little 70-piece display. And then Teen Titans Go, I always find Teen Titans Go in the Teen Titans section. So now the hunting tips for this. This week we have 2 hunting tips we're going to give you, and then you can check out the expert hunting tips as always on our website, popcollectorsalliance.com, or the show notes on your device that you're listening to. If you click on our show, there'll be like a see more section. Just click on that and everything will load and you can see those expert hunting tips there. But we really want you to visit our website. So popcollectorsalliance.com. Hunting tip number 1. Toys R Us never, I repeat, never, in all caps, exclamation point, does a great job of rotating their product on displays or shelves. Dig. Just like BAM, it is important to complete a thorough search throughout the pop shelves. And this includes the top shelf where they stack them more than two high and all the shelves below it. Get to the back of that shelf because they do just throw a box. I've seen someone stock all the boxes there and throw a Chase at the back. So I found Star-Lord Chase at the back of the second shelf there. So dig, dig, dig.
Hunting tip number 2.
Number 2.
At Toys R Us, figure out the delivery truck schedule for your local store. For me, it's every single day except for Sunday. So whatever your local store is, depending on what their volume is, all that good stuff, figure out when the truck is going to be there. And once you see they're releasing exclusives online, they should appear in the stores pretty quickly. So you want to try to make sure that you're there when those trucks are unloading or right after they've unloaded. You can always ask managers when stores should expect them, and if any are delivering soon, just make sure that you have the R number. This is probably the best part of this tip, is any questions, anything you need to look up, find someone that looks like they are a store manager, because most of the time they know what they're doing, and they are going to be the person that's going to be able to help you.
Oh, yeah.
Not random Bill that's in the bicycle aisle. Don't ask him. He doesn't know.
Random
Ask
Bill.
a manager, assistant manager. It doesn't matter. Find somebody that's dressed nice and they look like they're telling people what to do. They're going to be the ones to help you.
You just go up to him, you say, hey, random Bill. He's like, my name is Bill. No, random Bill. Oh, you're right. Assemble that Hot Wheels car. Little big wheels.
Hot Wheels car?
Yeah, assemble that Hot Wheels big wheel car. We have 3 expert hunting tips this week. I didn't even see that in the show notes. So again, popcollectorsalliance.com, get those expert hunting tips. And I still have Books A Million. Where are the deals? Ooh, copy and paste there. Toys R Us and Walgreens. Where are the deals? Now, I think this has been a common thread here for about the past 3 weeks, but it gets worse. That's why we rated them so. Not a ton of deals here. There are occasional sales on items, but for the most part, you're going to expect to pay full price for pop here. However, Toys R Us does price match. So you should always take the opportunity to enforce this policy, and they will price match anywhere. So you can rest assured you will never overpay for a pop. You will always get them at the best possible price.
As long as you do your due diligence.
Yeah, and I don't even recommend. I mean, maybe you can sign up for Toys R Us's loyalty program. Sometimes they send you decent coupons, like 10% off, but most of the time it's just their rewards program is just very weak. They get a $5 reward in there sometimes, but it's not that great.
Yeah, if you spend enough money there, then they do send you like vouchers, like $5 voucher or whatever. But you have to spend a whole lot of money.
$4,000 worth of toy. Look, Daddy, I got a $5 voucher. Yee-hoo!
Yay.
Yay.
Now I can get that Boba Fett ride for a reasonable price.
$35.
If you can find it.
Collector's story of the week this week, and we are going to return to that bad narrative, but unfortunately, sometimes bad things happen in the Funko community, and I've gotten permission from one of my good friends in the Funko community to give his story on a failed Grail trade. Something similar happened to me as well, but always buyer beware. In this week's story, it was a trade, a failed trade, unfortunately, and there are still things up in the air with him going back to the buyer. Hopefully the buyer honors it. But as you all know, there is a specific pop, a Batman that is patinaed. It's got that gray, brown, black wash on it. It's from the Dark Knight series. It's $400, I think, or maybe a little bit more. I can't quote the pop price guide on it, and I should have done it for show notes and preparation, but I'm a lazy SOB, so I didn't. Forgive me. But let's say it's worth $400. At least that's what the value of trades were put into this. And remember to always look and ask for pictures of specific pop, because this pop recently, there was a rash of them that were done as customs. So people just painted over the common. with this same look, and it's convincing. I've seen a couple of the fakes, I guess you'd call them, but you got to look at that stamp on the foot to make sure that your pop is correct. And that's something you can look at. And we're going to do, it is a good time to break into this while I'm telling the story. But since the Finer series has ended, we're going to start a new series. I don't know what I'm going to call it. But basically, it's going to be a series where we go and talk about the important things in the Funko community, taking you from a beginner collector to a novice collector. So maybe it'll be the novice series of Funko Collecting Novice series. So we're going to bring you from being a beginner Funko collector, protect you against these deals, give you negotiating tips and tricks on trades and buying grails, everything to caring for your Funko products, out of box collecting versus in box collecting, what you can expect, tons of stuff coming. So that series, we'll just go ahead and name it. You heard it here first on Pop Collectors Alliance podcast. It will be called the Novice series. Back to the story. When you look at any item that you want to trade or buy on eBay, make sure there's a picture of it. If you're unsure and you're weary of what it is, buyer beware here. Send an email, send a message on eBay. Whatever you have to do is say, hey, I'm really concerned with this. I really want to see the stamp on the foot of it. And it'll give you a product number, Funko, made in China or whatever. Typically your fakes will just have like a made in China stamp on the foot. Now, for the Star Wars pops, this is a little bit different. The Star Wars pops have that number or ID for the product on the bottom of the base, because all the Star Wars pops sit on that little base, the baubles. So you check the product number on the bottom and the stamp and make sure it says, Funko LLC, the year, made in Vietnam or Vietnam, and the product number on there, you got a real pop. So that's one of the things to look out for. There's other things where you should check on the side of the box to make sure the pop matches the image that's on the side of the box. It's always supposed to do that. In my case, in my story, I received the Iron Patriot pop, the metallic Hot Topic exclusive in there, and he was a fake. And he didn't have the little Air Force emblem on his arm correct, and sort of the light in the center of his chest. I'm trying to think of what that's called again. Oh, I keep saying unobtainium. The power, what's that thing called?
The arc reactor?
Yeah, the arc reactor in his chest. The shape of it was wrong. And there was a bunch of those that came out that were fake, and I got burned on that trade. Unfortunately, my friend paid a little higher price for his, but hopefully that buyer gets back to him and says, hey, I'm going to honor this and send it back. In my case, it was kind of like he dropped off Facebook, so I never saw the person again. But
you got a face full of pocket sand and he disappeared.
Yep, bam. And away went my, I'm trying to remember what I traded for. I want to say Taskmaster, but it's a Hobgoblin from the year 1 Marvel Collector's Core box. I traded that away for that and then got burned on it. So unfortunately in that case, it's not there. And my buddy, his failed grail was the Patina Batman, which is a $400 value trade. And unfortunately, for his sake, that was one of the customs that were made and not the real item. So buyer beware. Always check for those really big blinding warning signs that are out there. And if someone's hesitant to show you the bottom of the pop, and believe me, a lot of people will refuse to open the box. And that doesn't mean it's fake. I want to protect some people out there, because a lot of people will come back and say, well, look, I'm not opening the box. If I bend anything when I'm opening it, that's bad on me and I lose value in my pop. Okay, I understand that. But if at least they're not going to show you the bottom of that box, you need to validate through an admin or friends or people that are in the group that you're maybe trying to trade in, that he is or she is in fact an honest person and is going to do a great deal with you and is trustworthy. Because some people take offense when you're like, can you show me the bottom? And if you're hesitant to ask, then just, again, we said it in previous episodes, reach out to admins, reach out to other people. They're going to help you. That's what they're there for. So buyer beware, and hopefully it ends in a good story. I'll update you that as we move forward. Emerald City Comic Con is coming to your doors, houses, TVs, computers, iPads, wherever you're going to order stuff from in a couple of weeks, March 1st through the 5th, I believe, or March 1st to the 4th. And there's tons of releases here. I'll go over a couple that stand out to me right away. We're going to cover that in detail next week as we prepare for what we are now calling the Novice, Funko Novice series. There you go. We will give you an in-depth review of all the products and maybe throw a video or something in there too. But I just want to, just some general thoughts about this, Piper, and I'll let you ping in here too. I think we both agree Chrome Emerald Batman is the boss.
It is the A-bomb of ECCCCCCC.
Yeah.
It is what I must have in my life and will not get. I'm not allowed to go, so I'm never gonna be able to touch it.
You know what I'm gonna do? I was thinking about this. This is funny. I was gonna get a picture of you, a freeze frame, and I'm gonna print it out and I'm gonna put it on my shoulder. And so every time I take a selfie, your face will be there. You'll be there in spirit.
Okay. Do that. Let's do that.
Yeah. So everyone will take a picture of the three of us.
People can get on my side. They can help me out because I put together a funny shirt that is on our website.
It's like
that's Piper cannot go to Emerald City, and it has Basil on it. So if you want to get behind me, if you want to support me, you should go pick up that shirt.
If you feel sorry for him. So
nobody feels sorry for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that. This is following up with no one's going to feel sorry for you. But that green chrome Batman really sticks out to me. That's something I'm going to be charging hard for and try and get while I'm there.
Dude, it is already going for $400 on eBay.
Yeah, and it might even get canceled because what a lot of times people do is, especially with the blue chrome Batman, a lot of people did pre-orders for like $60 on that thing. Then they found out, oh wait, this is ultra rare. They canceled all their pre-orders and then relisted that item for $250. So,
and that's not enough.
Not enough now. Of course not. So I'm thinking that this may go the same way. Even at $200, this could be something that someone thinks is like $800. So I'm sure people are going to be waiting in line from 8:00 Wednesday to, maybe 8:00 Tuesday to Thursday. But luckily for us, they do a lottery there. So it doesn't really matter as much as you wait. Maybe for the early showing, you can get in when the convention doors open and sprint like your life depends on it to the Funko booth and get in line for the 10:00 time for the lottery if you win. And everybody pray to the Funko gods that I get selected in the Funko lottery, because that would really suck that I got to go up to Emerald City Comic Con and I can't even get a freaking ticket to the Funko booth. This has happened. This has happened. But anyways, that sticks out to me. I really like the Bigfoot thing. And I was talking to a group of my friends the other day. They're like, Funko is coming out with a Myths line. And I'm like, yep, get ready. Yeti, Slender Man, Chupacabra, and Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, pops coming to you soon. And I couldn't think of any other creatures. But I mean, if they go the myth route, maybe Medusa, that would be a good pop.
That might be fun. That's more like, yeah, I guess that would work. It's mythological.
Yeah. I was hoping that they do like a groundhog. Like the Patuxi or whatever that, I'm probably saying it wrong, but Patuxi Pete, Patuxic Pete or whatever. I can't speak good. But the groundhog they hold up every year, they just do that with someone like mushing its face and call it the myth in the myth line. And I was like, man, I would actually really like pops from the movie Groundhog Day. That would be a good pop line to have.
The only one that I can't say the only one I'm excited about. The one that I'm going to actually be able to get that I'm really excited about is the Game of Thrones, the Giant White.
Yeah.
That looks like it's going to be awesome. And that is going to be shared exclusive with FYE.
Oh, so they'll definitely release that online. And they did something neat this year too. They did exclusives for Emerald City Comic Con. They actually did exclusives for HQ. So hopefully I can go to HQ and get those exclusives too. And then they also did exclusives for Emerald City Comic Con that are only going to be released on the Funko shop. I'm hoping that people don't screw around and mess up that green chrome Batman if they decide to share it on the Funko shop, because man, this whole bot thing, I mean, how are people doing that with a James Gunn and where they've come? Hopefully no one finds another way to circumnavigate it and get 50 of, whatever the 100 that they release on the Funko shop that sell out in 2 seconds. Let me see what else stuck out to me. My wife wants the guy from Mad Max. And then another one that I want to get is the Lucky Bear, right? Because it's flocked. Not really, but I'm I'm really gunning for that. That's Scott Pilgrim too. Sorry, because I collect that.
I do. I was excited that the Scott Pilgrim. I was bummed that that's not going to be a shared exclusive. So I probably won't be able to get my hands on that one. But the Rick and Morty as aliens, those two look stinking awesome.
Oh yeah, the alien. Yeah, man, they look really really good.
The one that I'm really kind of like irritated about, which is silly, but so one of the Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he's also a shared exclusive. But why in the world did they not put Mary Poppins on the side of the box?
Mary Poppins, y'all, because it's probably licensing. But they have licenses with Disney, and
yeah, they would just have to give Disney a call.
There
like,
you
hey,
go.
we need to put Mary Poppins on the side of this, and they'll be like, okay, cool. That would have been the best thing ever. Or have him dressed up like Mary Poppins would have been even funnier.
Like that custom, like the custom pop we saw.
Yes,
that would have been amazing. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. But
that is the best scene in the entire movie, and it was such a failed opportunity on Funko's part.
Yeah, no. Just get a custom made somewhere.
I don't want to do that. I want a real one.
I want a real one, he said. Make it a limited edition 12-piece Freddy Funko exclusive. A Mary Poppins.
No, I don't need that. I thought now I'm not interested.
The Funko Fun Days version.
Yeah, I did like the fact that they're doing two Bigfootses. They're doing a normal one and a flocked one. That's pretty cool.
And the flocked one is an HQ exclusive. So
yeah, it's a 2,500 piece.
Yeah, I mean it's more than likely a 6-inch pop, so that'll be cool. So we're going to cover those in depth next week on our episode that's bridging the gap between now and Emerald City Comic Con. But we know that Emerald City Comic Con starts this season, and I wanted to name this episode like Follow the Emerald Brick Road or something crazy like that, but I decided to stick with that topic. So we're excited to begin this convention exclusive season. We hope everybody gets what they want. And next week, we will bring you that in-depth look at the Emerald City Comic Con exclusives and maybe bring you a video too. I really have to do an unboxing video. I've got like 5 cases of mystery minis that I need to unbox.
We could do the unboxing at the Pop Swap. Maybe we could do like the Rick and Morty, because there's not a ton of those. So maybe we could unbox the Pint Size Heroes.
Yeah, there you go. That would be good. All right. So the other upcoming releases that are coming out, we're running a little long here. We have the Box Lunch Unmasked Iron Spider that is on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Pop Collectors Alliance. And most of these are posted up there. A FYE Daryl Dixon. It's when he's captured by the Saviors and he has that like white with
I think they call it the prison jumpsuit.
Yeah, the prison jumpsuit with the A marked on there. An FYE Elton John, an FYE Trap Jaw, and that was hitting stores this week. I saw at our local FYE, and then the ever exclusive, hard to find Walmart Zamazu Dragon Ball Super Glow in the Dark, which glows in the dark like crazy.
It's not gonna beat BMO for the best glow in the dark ever, but it definitely is up there.
But let me tell you guys something. I know the UPC. So if you got BrickSeek and you live somewhere, take a pen and jot this down. And I know it off the top of my head. I had it on my phone. I'm not even going to read this on my phone. I have it on the top of my head. It is 88969826635. Yes, I said it right. And I'll let Piper take a second to bring his phone up because I sent him the message with it on there. And that's a big hunter tip. And maybe I'll tell, because Piper is working on a couple articles down the line. One has something to do with eBay, but there's a big thing that people don't know that you can do on eBay when people get advanced releases of things and then they post it on eBay. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a big hunting tip too. And maybe we'll throw that in one of his future articles for you guys to read on our website. Bam.
And people need to jump on that because it started hitting store shelves this week.
It's important because all of the Dragon Ball Super Pops have been selling out crazy. All the Dragon Ball Super stuff is selling out everywhere, hitting shelves. Not even pop, like they're collectible statue figures, the Dragon Ball Super card game, everything that they put a freaking picture of Dragon Ball Super on is just flying off of shelves. So you want to go and get on BrickSeek and just get the alerts. It's almost worth upgrading to the premium thing. And I'll tell you, Brickseek's not a sponsor of us, but it helps me get stuff. So I'm just going to
Maybe
free
we
plug
need
for
to
you.
contact Brickseek and be like, hey, you want to be a sponsor, jerks?
You
Oh, they're
want
not.
plugs? We got plugs for you. So that's everything that's releasing this week that we wanted to really put out there to you guys. If you have something that you want to talk about, if you have a collector story of the week that you want to talk about, email us at info@popcollectorsalliance.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Pop Alliance Pod. And you can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pop Collectors Alliance. Follow us there. We need to do a video where we can tell you to get our updates because I hate the way that Facebook does stuff now and not getting out updates to people. We need our Alliance members to get the updates that they so desire and these placeholders and these hashtag live products that go out there. So maybe we'll put something up for our followers so that you can make sure you get the updates as soon as we push them out there. And then also you need to go to popcollectorsalliance.com and see some of the articles we put up there. We've put some stuff up there recently, and we're about to put some more stuff out very, very soon for everyone to consume. And if you want to listen to great podcasts everywhere, ranging from comedy to Jason Voorhees to Fallout 4, you can go to astropandaproductions.com and check those out. Piper does another show called Gaming with Scissors, and I've guested on it a couple times too. So check those shows out at astropandaproductions.com. And one thing I forgot to mention because I'm a dummy is Target's Forever Fridays, Forever Funko Fridays. Black Panther is next week, Friday morning at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time for us, 3 a.m. for Eastern Standard Time. And then we don't know for sure, but we're assuming that Rick and Morty, which one is it? I forget.
The toxic ones.
Yeah, the toxic. Maybe it's going to be a toxic 2-pack. Some alliteration there. So throw that in there.
So that's the interesting thing about this is it's the reason why I don't know is because the original image that was shown had 8 things on it, but Target decided to sneak in the black and white bombshell Wonder Woman rock candy that was not in the original image that was released. So there's too many things on there. So either Rick and Morty's not part of this or it's going to be a 2-pack. I'm hoping for a 2-pack.
That's the reason I renamed it the Target Funko Fridays Forever Funko Fridays Target Fridays. So because they can't even stick to what they did.
8.
Yeah.
They're like 8. No, it's not. It's going to be 52 weeks of new every Friday Bugs Bunny fight your neighbor.
Exactly. And guess what? Next year it's going to be 52 more weeks. Hashtag Target Funko Fridays Forever Funko Fridays Target. I keep saying that different every time.
You guys can talk to me on Twitter at GWS Rancor, and I don't talk on there very much, but if you want to yell at me, you can. I like to talk about everything. So talk to me on Twitter, and if you want to check out I run a little website called nerdlifetx.com where we talk about video games and tabletop games, and that's it.
And until next week, my friends who have joined the Pop Collectors Alliance, every time you listen to an episode, and we may have not mentioned this episode, but every time you listen to an episode of the Pop Collectors Alliance podcast, you are in the no flip zone. And until next week, my friends, I am Rick.
I am Piper.
Good night.
Bye.
I love you.